Bum 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 bum.
Tomatoes?
Hello, welcome to video 4. What is the set variable? The set variable is pretty simple. It's a variable type that basically holds things uniquely. It's kind of like an array, but the values in it are unique and it's really quick and simple to access. It's a lot quicker than an array if you just simply need to hold a list of things that you are guaranteed to have them be unique. So let me go ahead and show you my example. I'm going to hit play, and I have a grocery list. I want to get some bacon. Okay, cool. I want to make a hamburger, so let's go with some meat. And maybe some cheese. Oh, we need some buns. And at some point, I've got a large list going, and I start losing track because someone else is telling me what I need. And I'm starting to think to myself, well, do I have that on there? Oh, we need bacon? Okay, so I'm going to add bacon. Well, you notice when I hit enter, bacon didn't get re-added. I could even technically write bacon lowercase, and it's not going to work because I'm using a name. Now, bacon 1 would get added, but bacon itself, I cannot re-add. That's because I'm using a set, and I'm storing all of our variables in our set, and it simply allows me to make sure I have a nice, easy, unique list. Simple as that. So let's go and look at that. To create a new set, simply add a new variable. You can click on your drop-down list here and change it into a set. Now you notice I can't do this with a Boolean. And if I actually went to a text and I tried the same thing, I'm going to get an error when I try to compile. Only certain variable types can be changed into sets, and the ones that cannot, it will give you an error. Pretty much the main ones I ran into is going to be text and Boolean. Objects and things like that can be in a set. So in this case, I would want, for example, strings. Change this to a set and hit compile, and now I have a set. So for example, I could add, and you'll notice I get an error. Well, my default value here is blank. I can't add another one. I could type in type and hit add, and again, I'm going to get stuck. I type in type, and I get an error. Duplicate elements are not allowed in set properties. And that is the key for sets. It's just a list of stuff. It's unordered, and it's unique. That is the key of a set. Now, looking at my example, it's pretty simple. All I'm doing is whenever I hit enter, I'm adding whatever it was straight to my grocery list. If you'll notice, there's no validator here. I'm not saying, does this item already exist? I'm not using the add unique from the array. I'm just simply adding it. If it already exists, it's simply going to do nothing. We'll get a false. If it adds it, we'll get a true. Simple as that. The rest of this is just me putting it on the screen, so we can ignore that. Now down here, we'll find the 11 nodes that make up the set. And this is how we can manipulate it. First one's pretty simple. It's our length. How long is our set? Output's an integer, really simple. Then we have add, and we have add items. These are going to basically be the same, except this one takes in an array and adds the items to the set. Keep in mind, unique. So even if we add 10 things and 3 of them were already there, we're only going to end up adding 7 new ones. Add takes in the value and outputs again, was it true? Did it add it? Or false if it was already there or it couldn't add it. Contains, this is basically how we check to see if something is in our set. If you'll notice, you can't get a value out of a set, and that's because you have no reason to get a value out of a set. It's a list. I want to add bacon. Okay, well, add bacon. If it's there, you're going to get back a valid true, or false if it's there, or true if it added it. If you simply want to check, for example, I have people signing up for my list, and I put their names on there. I want to see if Bobby signed up on my list. Well, does my set contain Bobby? If so, true. If not, false. We have remove items, and clear. These ones are pretty simple. They basically remove one item, remove multiple items, or clear the entire set. If we remove an item, we'll get back true or false. False is basically going to indicate there was nothing in there that matched. True means, yes, it removed it. Remove items is the same thing, except, again, takes in an array and removes a bulk of items. Clear gets it all gone. Now the rest of these are specific cases. We have to array. This is useful if you actually want to do something to the data. If you take your grocery list, which is a set, convert it into an array, you now get an array that you can manipulate out of those items. Our last three are, again, pretty unique. They are union, difference, and intersection. This is a way to basically input more than one set and output the results. And they all do different things. So for example, let's go with intersection. This one's pretty simple. Intersection basically takes in two of them, an A and a B, and the result will contain all elements that are in A and B. So for example, I have a list of people who went on the field trip, and I have a list of students. I want to see which ones are the same. I basically want to compare so I can see who's missing. Well, if we intersect that, who is in our class and who is on the bus, the intersect is going to give you the matching. It's basically going to give you the results of those two things that match. So we're going to cut out the people who were not on the bus. Now let's say we want to actually see who wasn't on the bus. That's what we have here. Difference. It assigns the result the relative difference of two sets. The result will contain all elements that are in set A, so for example, our student list, but are not found in set B. For example, who's on the bus. So we put in all of our students, we put in who's on our bus, and this gives us the difference between the two. So we're going to find out who was missing from our bus by calling the difference. Union basically assigns the results to the union of two sets. It'll contain all of the elements that are in set A in addition to all the elements in set B. Now keep in mind, it's unique. So set A contains, for example, everyone who went to the first field trip. Set B contains everyone that went to the second field trip. The output will give me all of the students who went on both field trips as a complete list. If the same person went on A and B, it's still one entry. If someone only went on A, one entry. Someone went on B, one entry. So it adds everything together basically and spits out a unique list. So those are your three unique nodes for sets. Sets are useful, as you saw, when you basically want to have a list that contains data that is unique. That's the whole point of a set. Honestly, it's as simple as that. It allows us to, as you can see here, well, nice. They don't have a tooltip. That would have been nice. But again, it allows us to make a unique list of stuff. That's what a set is. And that's it. That's going to wrap up our set variable type.